Good evening, good evening. We're back again. Isn't it wonderful? And we have a slightly different lineup this week, so maybe the best thing to do is just run down from the top to the bottom. And at the very tippy top there, we have Christine. I know it looks like a cat, but it's Christine, really, honestly. And she's playing Megan. Say hello. Wave.
Hello.
Wave hello.
I can't wave.
There's no waving.
There's no waving.
And below her, we have Rob, who is playing Shagruris, or Shaggy, as we've
I can wave.
Nice. Next down, we have Pete, who is playing Varro, the Bard. And then below that, we have...
Darcy, the linchpin that holds everyone together.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed. If you pull them out, everyone will fall apart. No question.
It may look like he does very little, but he's the behind the scenes.
Couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo, is what you're saying, but okay. But can play a tune.
Like all bards,
yeah.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
And below that we have Anthony, who is playing Logan.
Hey.
And me, of course. And then finally, last but definitely not least at the bottom, we have Morn, who is playing JL.
All right. She's a bit croaky tonight.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say some of us are very much under the weather tonight, so we'll just have to see how this goes. So, the dust has just settled on a mighty fight with a group of plants, and you are in a room. There are two doors out of the room. There is a door that JL is stood next to here, and there's a door to the bottom here, and here is a large pile of rubble with some vines, some of these thick vines that flow up the hole into a hole in the ceiling and disappear. And you know an enemy went that way, but it hasn't reappeared.
And we set fire to them, I think, if I remember.
You did. There was a brief flurry of flame.
Yeah, I don't think they're on fire at the moment. I think it was just the oil that burned.
Burned out very quickly and did some surface charring, but beyond that has not done any more damage. So, as the dust settles, or as the smoke clears, most of it went up, but some of it is still sort of hanging around in the room. What do you do next?
What do we think? Should we chase after the... I hesitate to leave an enemy behind.
I hesitate to get up in that hole. Looks pretty small.
That is the other problem, yeah. So looking up the hole, John, can I sort of just carefully looking from the side, can I actually see a floor level up there?
It's hard to see because partly because the vines are obscuring most of the things. I mean, you realise that if you climbed up there, here's what I'm going to say. You're going to move there, and you're going to be cautious, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you're going to get yourself to the edge and kind of look up. You're probably having the best possible view of anyone so far, and you can see that it goes up probably about 10 feet or so, and then seems to open out. It seems that there's another room above there. You're not getting much of a view of that because it's so obscured by the vines. And were you to climb up there, you could climb easily on the vines, but you would need to push your way through. There's only one member of your team who could get up there really fairly easily, but even then that would be a struggle with the equipment, and that's Shaggy.
Okay, what if I pass? So sorry, and why would Shaggy be? Why would it be easier for Shaggy?
Because it's just the vines. The vines make it harder. You just have to kind of push your way through with your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
So you climb up,
Right.
but you're just going to have to push your way through. It's not going to be up and out into the room. You're not going to be able to sort of scale up there and spring out.
Okay. Shaggy, if I cast invisibility on you, would you be willing to go up and take a look up there?
Very nice. Ooh.
Lovelord, could you possibly...
Maybe.
Could you possibly make... an investigation check for me?
Yeah, not so much.
All right.
Hmm.
No problem. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to give you guys an idea of where you are. So this is the edge of the... This is the edge of the map. All of you spatially are kind of aware that you are somewhere near the edge here. All right?
Yeah, I mean, my guess would be this thing has got in somehow from outside. But sort of looking on the floor above, we're kind of into a grey area that we've not been in before.
Yeah, let's make that a little...
Because I mean, if I'm right, we came down these stairs and came out here. Why is that not clicking? There. Okay. Is that right?
Sorry, Pete, just give me a moment. I'm not looking at your bit. I'm just trying to... I'm just trying to give you the ability to marry up where you've been and where you are, so you can kind of compare and contrast the two.
Yeah, I think it is that set of stairs that you picked.
Yeah, that's the set of stairs.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this hole should be coming out around here, sort of. Roughly.
Yeah.
You came down which set of stairs?
That one.
Yeah. Which brought you out here.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah,
come
that's right.
Here. That's right. Yeah.
So it's going to be around about the edge of this place, isn't it? It's going to be up here.
Remember, I have marked on the map all of the entrances that you've seen.
Yeah.
Flying around because you've gone around slowly and you've looked.
So there's one here.
So I've marked on there all of the entrances.
That might be a better approach.
What, coming that way?
Yeah.
That means going all the way back to our ship.
Yeah.
Lying round.
Yes. Well, we can still explore the other parts that were in the area if we want to come back to that later, maybe.
We can, but do we want? I mean, there's the danger of this thing, and maybe more of this thing.
Yes, this is true.
Coming at us from behind.
I can deal with that if you give me a few moments. I will lay out my bones and Crayola crayons on the floor, and I can start to do a ritual if you wish.
Which ritual are you doing, sir?
Alarm.
Yeah.
So you're going to.
Not a bad
your
plan.
plan is to cast the alarm spell as a ritual.
Yeah. It lasts for 8 hours.
Okay. How long does it take to
And
cast
what,
as a
it would-
ritual?
Casting time is 11 minutes. However, I can't remember how long it takes to do a ritual. It's 10 minutes, isn't it, for a ritual?
10 minutes plus the cast time or something?
Yeah, so 21 minutes. But it's up for a full 8 hours. And it's an area within range that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. And a mental alarm alerts me with a ping in my mind if I'm within 1 mile of the warded area. So we have a distance that we can go to and no further. But if something does come down, we will know.
Sounds good to me.
So how does ritual casting work?
Nobody knows.
You basically, you just fudge it as you go. I'm gonna look for
I
it.
thought you did. Do you need the feet? I mean, assuming you might have the feet, or do you not need the feet? I don't know.
No, you don't. No, you don't need the feet.
Need the feet. So some spells can be cast as a ritual. It is basically you get penalised because of the extra time. So if you wanted to use a spell that is a 1 second cast, but it can also be used as a ritual, you're gonna have to spend 10 minutes on it.
So you need the class ability. And
Yes,
the class
which I have
ability-
because I can cast it as a normal spell anyway.
And the class ability for ritual casting is available to wizards, bards, druids, clerics, and artificers.
Yeah.
And
There
artificers.
goes the. If you look, if you go to chapter 10 of the PHB, under what is a spell?
Yeah, that wasn't my problem. It was whether the artificer had it as a thing.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
just what I needed to check. So
It doesn't expend a spell slot, which means you can't cast it at a higher level.
yes,
You must have the spell prepared or on his or her list of spells known.
I need to check.
Unless the character's ritual feature specifies otherwise, as the wizard's does.
you can cast
Yes,
an
it is
artificer
in
spell
my-
as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag and you have the spell prepared. So you've got to have the spell prepared, not just on your list. For the artificer, that's a little bit different than the wizard.
In that case, I can't cast it as a ritual
Okay.
because why would I cast it normal?
Why would you prepare it when you could, have a fireball?
A ritual.
Yeah. Well, no, that's one of the nice things about wizards, of course, which is they can do rituals even if they haven't got it prepared. I believe.
That's right, they can.
I think they're the only class that can do that.
Yeah, Druid, you have to have it prepared as well.
Yeah. So it's a way of casting a spell more times than you normally can, but you still have to have it.
Yeah. And of course, it takes you 10 minutes more as well.
And it takes 10 minutes more.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a good thought.
Yeah.
That's still cool. Don't get me wrong. I was just the only reason I was asking the question is because I hadn't asked the question in a long time, and I hadn't thought about it in a long time. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so
I'm assuming that the bard doesn't get ritual spell casting.
Yeah. Ritual caster bard. It's a feat.
can, yeah.
Ritual.
But as are all of them, so I think you do. If you can cast a spell, but I can't find it on D&D Beyond.
Ritual casting. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I could cast invisibility as a ritual because I do have that prepared.
You can cast any bard spell you know as a ritual if that's
Yes.
a ritual tag. So unlike so the wizard and the bard can both just cast a ritual if they want to, if they know a spell.
Yeah, but a bard has a very limited number of spells known.
Yeah, but
Basically, if a spell is if a spell is known to a bard, he can cast it as long as he's got a spell slot.
Yeah.
But I could whip up I could whip up a 10-minute invisibility spell, and then I could go up and take a look up the hole, or someone else could take a look up the hole. I mean, whoever's good at that kind of thing.
I can go up if you want.
I think John reckons that. So what would be the difference in difficulty between Shaggy and me going up these vines?
So the climbing does is, depending on the difficulty of the surface, climbing can make you need to roll a dice to climb. These vines, any of you can climb.
Yeah.
So climbing is half speed. Okay. So to get from where you're currently stood, Varro, to the space at the top, okay, is 20 feet. In other words, there's 15 feet between where you're stood and where you think the ledge is, roughly. And then to stand on the ledge, stand to one side, is 20 feet. Okay?
Right.
So you would need 40 feet of movement to do that. Unless you've got a climb speed. So I think that doesn't apply, for example, to... I think that rogues can climb at the same speed as they walk.
Well, I got 11 rogue.
Okay, so check, because there might be you might have something that's useful.
Okay.
So check your abilities. All right. It's a while, but you know.
I'm not seeing anything in there.
I mean, the other option is could you just lie back and Misty step up there?
Yeah, well, I'd rather not use it.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
this was my question about whether I can see the at the top. Because yes, I could do a starlight step up there.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we can also do. I can also just make myself narrow, and I can lie down on the ground first, and then I can just ooze out of my armor, and then ooze up the wall and up the vines, because I'm an ooze at the end of the day. And then I can stick a would-be eyeball over the edge to see what's going on. I can slither along, and then I can come back using my same speed. And it shouldn't, if I do it properly, it shouldn't count as difficult terrain because I'm changing my body to go up.
All right. Okay. Well, if everyone's willing, then I'll do a quick 10-minute invisibility ritual on Shaggy.
Yep.
By the way, there is a thing at third level as a rogue. You can choose an archetype called Second Story Work, which gives you the ability to climb, no longer costing you extra movement. So basically,
there we go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a third level rogue ability.
Yep. Okay. All right then. 10 minutes pass and Shaggy fades out of view.
Okay.
Assuming 2 minutes pass, we're not attacked.
Assuming we're not attacked in that 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, those minutes passed, you were not attacked.
And
Very good.
then what you see is where's my armor? Ah, there it is. And then you see Shaggy's scale mail basically deflating places.
No, we don't, because your armour goes invisible with you.
Like, I'm coming out of it.
Yeah.
So
That's a good
it will
question. Does the armour then reappear? Probably does, I guess.
Well, whilst you're doing your ritual, bit,
Yeah.
I'm slinking out of it, so it's just.
Oh, naked!
I get my pseudopod and slap it on the floor. Yeah, baby. And then and then I did
gonna happen.
here, and then I basically make myself into this very long thing. Well, actually, you can't see it, but basically, I've turned myself into a very, very long worm that just keeps going up and up and up the hole.
Okay.
And I'm trying not to twist round the vines.
Make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Basically, what you do is you sort of almost make yourself into a kind of creature with lots of hands that can climb up these vines really easy. I mean, climbing is not a problem. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered these vines vibrated when you touched them, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So it can probably sense you.
That's why I wanted to go up as a worm without trying to touch any of them. But
Well,
I
the
see,
narrative,
okay.
without touching the vines.
I can elongate my body. So I can basically make it as thin as I want and go as long as I want.
medium-sized. You can't be that long.
You'd have to be
Okay,
30 foot long.
There's a really important point here, and I think this is really super important. Okay.
Okay. What if I could? So there's no way of touching the wall through the vines.
You would.
Every possibility of my extension, I'm gonna have to touch the vines wherever I come to the full height limit. That's what you're telling me.
So the problem is that you could go up there just using the walls, but basically you'd have to kind of make yourself into this really weird shape to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's going to be quite difficult to do, but it's possible. But what you will need to do is make a dexterity check for each 5 feet of movement. First of all, how are you going to get from the ground to the hole in the first instance without touching the vines?
I'll lift him up as far as I can.
Perfectly
You
fine.
can't because you can't see me.
Yeah, he can. He can lift you without seeing
Just
you.
crawl on my hands.
You can just
Okay.
stand under the hole like so and go climb on my shoulders, and you can up your shoulders and go. So that's not a problem. So that's that.
So what's the height to the ceiling
About-
from the top of the mound?
It's
From the top of the mound to the ceiling.
It's about 5-6 feet.
Okay,
Put it this way,
so
he's tall
I'm
enough
about
that if you
6.
stand there, you're right at the right level to climb up into the thing. Okay.
Right,
So what you're going
but
to need to
this
do
is what I'm thinking, right? Is because I'm a medium-sized creature.
Yep.
Let's say I'm 5'5", so I'm right, or 5'6", because I'm right between the 6 foot.
Yep.
Okay, but then you've got your arms on top.
Right. So here's the thing. Okay. You can do
So
this
I'd
with
be able
his
to
help.
get up there.
With his help, without
Yeah.
difficulty, you can get up into the hole. The thing is that there's a lot of these vines and it's complicated. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
climb up there just using the walls. So basically creating yourself into this really weird kind of star shape and sort of up the walls, right? But to do this,
Yeah.
you've got the risk that you might, while you're doing it, touch the vines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
a climbing check and something else check together?
no, because you don't need to check for the climb. So, but we'll do it as
Okay.
a climbing check. Yeah.
Oh, there's no climbing check. Acrobatics?
It's going to be acrobatics in
Athletics?
this particular case, I think.
Ah, okay.
Hang on. No, it's going to be athletics.
Do you want to athletics to climb? Yeah. Okay.
Hang on. Should it be acrobatics or should it be athletics? Because you need to be sinuous, don't you?
I mean, my acrobatics is better than my athletics.
Yep. Okay. So.
But it's entirely up to you.
So we're going to go with acrobatics. All right.
Yay.
The reason we're going to go with acrobatics is because it is dexterity. And so partly it's you concentrating, but it's about you moving your body. And this is really actually quite hard for you. Even as an ooze, this is really difficult, the thing that you're doing here. Okay? So you get up the first 5 feet, you haven't touched. I mean, you might have sort of flicked a leaf, but you haven't caused any problems. To be honest, the breeze does that, or there's just the movement of air. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So now you've got the second.
The second one.
Now you've got the second one.
Yeah. I got a 17 for the first, an 18 for the second.
Right. So you're at the edge of the hole and you can see the thing. So what you do is you move part of your body, and what you realise as you move this part of your body is that there's one of those things, probably the one that went up the hole, that's perched right by the hole looking down. Okay? And you notice that it's touching. Basically these vines splay out around the room. Okay? Let me do the room for you so you can see what's going on. Okay? Right. Let me just make sure I've got enough room here so I can see what's happening. Okay, so you can see that it's touching. Oops, wrong button. Sorry, Shaggy. I'm going to put you just there for a second. You can see where you are, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
Right. Okay, that looks like a sexy room. Get me with my athletics.
It's been destroyed. It's basically it's almost cave-like. Yeah. All right. So there's one of those things, literally right next to you, just here, and it is sitting on the vines. Right. And it's looking almost directly at you. I mean, you're within a very short distance of it.
Okay.
Its weird triangular head is kind of.
I've got an interesting question for you. Okay. Yep. And I'm not going to argue the toss. So whatever your ruling is what your ruling is. Mm-hmm. My pseudopod that I can send out, it's attached to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So would that be invisible if I was to send it out? What I'm thinking, I'll explain what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of sending my pseudopod out to touch the vines and branches and what have you that's behind the bloke, the creature.
Right. Let me just have a quick look.
So yeah, so if you want me to do that, because then if he's distracted, I'm thinking of climbing up and then wrapping myself around him so that I could then suffocate him and eat him.
One of your 5 a day, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you that kind of ooze?
I might
though?
come out a little bit gruffer because there might be a bit of bark in my voice, but
Oh.
But it's worse than his bite.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got teeth.
No.
I'll need to make the teeth.
Just hold on a moment.
Who's dentures?
Yeah, but if I put them in, they'll dissolve.
I didn't think you were a dissolving kind of ooze.
No.
Oh, yes.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not an
Yeah.
acidic ooze.
Don't listen to what the GM says. I've
Otherwise you won't be
got
very popular.
plenty of iron coins in me and they've all dissolved. I have difficulty consuming glass and tins for beer.
Just hold on. Bear with me a moment.
No. Okay, so the pseudopod, it actually is separate to my body.
Where does it say that?
And the shape itself, pseudopod. So I would need to find a way
How does that
of
work?
keeping it attached. I think it's going to break. It's not going to break the game. I think it's going to be too convoluted to be able to say
no sensory
yes or
organs and can't attack, activate magic items, or lift more than 10 pounds.
yes. So what I want to do is I want to lift, or I want to basically the vines and the leaves and stuff.
You want to reach
So
out
I
and
don't
touch
want
someone.
to lift it per se, but I want to agitate the leaves and everything and the vines that are behind him. Should we just say it's not going to work?
Yeah. It's not strong enough, really.
Okay, so in which case that's fine. And these things are tree things, aren't they?
They're plants. Again, these vines head off down this room and around the corner. Yeah?
Yeah. Right, now invisibility. Just remind me, if I attack, cast a spell, it will
Be gone.
remove the invisibility.
Correct.
However, what if I was to talk?
It'd be fine.
Never even
Yeah.
thought about that, John.
This thing is a couple of feet from you. You reckon
Yeah.
if you talk, it will probably attack.
Yes, but I'm thinking with me having the invisibility, I would get some element of cover because he would know
No, not invisible.
I'm right in front of him.
Get cover, you get a disadvantage.
I think
Yeah,
it's
well,
yeah.
So, okay, so don't really want to do that then. And if I was to break the invisibility
Yep.
and attack,
Mm-hmm.
how quick could I get down by grabbing all the vines to get down?
You can climb down as quickly as you climbed up, which is to
For
say
2 rounds.
Sorry.
So 2 rounds,
No,
3
no.
rounds.
No, that was a special case because of you trying to make you climb. I mean, literally contorting your body. It's actually really difficult to do. It's been really tough. That has. No, the thing that you've done, that you've climbed is you basically climbed 15 feet. Well,
Okay.
The climbing bit, climb down it's double. Okay, so 30 feet straight back down, without you having to go "Ugh," and fall.
See, I've got nothing that I can cast on it to give him a pinpoint of. I'll give my fellow adventurers a. Right, okay. So my instructions were to go up and have a look and see if he's up there and everything else. So I've seen
Yep.
where it comes out. I've seen that he's there right at the edge of the doodad.
Yep.
So I'm going to acrobatics check my way back down.
You don't need to. Okay, you're going to climb back down stealthily.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to try. If I
Gotcha.
fail on the second one, I really don't care.
All right.
But I really want to get at least halfway down before he launches his barbs at me.
All right. Yep. No problem.
Was that an 86?
That's 25. So
Oh no, that was a 20. I got a crit. Yay!
All right.
And
so
flames come out of my app. No, they don't. That'll tell them exactly where I am.
second one. Sorry, Barry. I'm just going to move you out of the way.
12.
That is a failure.
Okay.
You basically brush against the vines. So-
In that case, I kind of brace myself.
Yep. You should do that.
Yeah.
So what's your
'cause
AC?
I'm certain
know what
that
your AC is.
he's.
Your AC? No, because you've taken your armor off, so I don't know what your AC is at the moment.
It'll be 10 plus my dex, so 12.
12. Okay. That is a hit.
Okay. Shield. It's a reaction.
Okay.
Plus 5 to my AC, so that's 17.
Nice.
All right.
That's a great
Still
spell.
hits.
That's fine. Give me the damage, baby.
Just hold on.
Terrible, terrible.
Okay. 17 points of radiant damage.
17 points of radiant. Okay, and then I flip out. Actually, I'm going to go, bastard! Wasn't expecting that, was I? And then I drop out of the hole and I cancel the invisibility and I explain exactly
You already
where
cast
he is.
invisibility, you cast a spell.
Oh yes, that's true. So I drop out, and you guys see that I got these barbs. I'm assuming it was the barb attack. I've got these barbs sticking out of me.
It's those pellets. It's those pellets they fling.
Yeah, and I go, the cheeky little fig leaf. It's right on the side of the tunnel. I had a brief look, and it looks like a cave of some sort. It must go somewhere, but it kind of go. And then he shoots back up the hole again to see if he can remember what the room looks. Then he comes back down again. So it looks like it's a longish, narrow thing,
Okay.
which comes out of two things.
Yeah.
And then, so it's wider at one end, but I couldn't see round the. And he actually moves round to where the hole was and what have you, on the right hand side. I can't see, so it must be on the right hand side that it goes somewhere, or it might just be a crevice in the natural,
You could
and
see.
that's where they've held up home for the last 20 years.
You could see that all of the vines went through here. This
Yeah,
door
so
separated with vines through here, and then they go around the corner here.
Yeah, so I'll explain that, but because I couldn't see around the corner,
Yeah,
I don't know whether it's a dead end or whether it goes somewhere.
that's right.
But he got a cheap shot,
You did.
and I did ever so well for sticking things out all. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my prowess. Let me just say that I need someone to take the barbs out, please.
Can you pull these out of my ass, please?
And then I'll slide back into my armor and then remorph myself, and then I'll spend the next because it's a chain shirt, so I can don it rather quickly if there's a donning thing. But that's why I thought reshaping to get out of it and reshaping to get back into it, because it will be quicker. But however, then I'll basically make sure that everything's snug again once I've got my arms and legs out and a head. I'll make sure that the arm is all set.
I love it.
So what do we want to do? Do we want to range attack it? Because you might be able to see it if you look careful enough. The problem is that it's a leafy thing with a foreground and background of leafy things.
You could try thaumaturgy on some vines in that hallway, maybe, and see if it'll coax it down.
Well, I could just go out and rub my body up there.
Yeah.
The thing is,
But thaumaturgy would be better, but it's a brief thing, isn't it?
It's
I think
harmless tremors
maybe
for a minute.
Prolonged? Sorry?
Harmless tremors for a minute.
the thing is, you've been up like you've made quite a lot of noise. That the thing it seemed quite attuned, and it seemed to know exactly where to fire its pellet at you. Either, despite the fact that you were invisible, it seemed to know exactly where you were, and you saw how it was gripping the parts of the vines. So it seems to have quite a good understanding of the structure.
Okay. Up to you guys. I'm fine with going attacking up there. I'm also fine with moving on and leaving it open. I mean, the guy's protecting his home at the end of the day, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't want to leave an enemy behind, I really don't like the idea of going up that hole with this thing waiting at the top.
Okay.
We could try thaumaturgy and see if it'll come down. If it doesn't come down, we could move on.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's cantrip, isn't it?
Go on.
So you're not losing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
No,
really
no.
costing anything. If we open this door that Varro's stood next to, I'll try and cast it in this area, at the right tool, in that sort of area. See if it'll.
Okay. It doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
there's kind of thumping and vibrations, but nothing. Doesn't seem to tempt it down. It seems to be quite attuned to how where things are on the vines.
Yeah.
Frankly, where you currently are, you're stomping around and various people standing on vines and things like that. Anyway.
She does the magic hands. Goes, woo. Anything happens, she goes, woo.
Unfortunately, my things like the Astrofire spell, I have to see the creature, Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't just cast it in a space.
No. I think mine are the same.
Okay.
So can we move on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do.
I'm stood next to a door, so
Go for it.
I am as well. Yep, listening.
can you hear
You've been
anything,
listening all the way
Megan,
through, to
at
be honest.
all?
Who's opening which door then?
Can we hear anything from either door?
Yeah. Is either of them more covered in vines than the other?
Neither of them are covered in vines.
Neither. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Try this one. Oops. Go through the one I'm next to if you want.
The one you're next to? JR? Yeah. Okay. That adds it, not erases it. That's why it suddenly got a much blacker where it was. There we go. There we are. Short corridor with a door at the end.
Nothing particularly unusual about this corridor door. Same as what we've encountered. Okay, I shall carefully wander forward.
Okay.
Have a look.
It's pretty much the same as all of the other doors that you've been through.
I'll give that one a push or an open or a handle.
Okay. So you're going to open it? Yeah, that's no problem. Just hold on a second. I've just got to move these things so that I can see what's going on here. Giving myself the space.
The rest of the team see a bow get flung out the corridor, or is
Alright, so you push the door open, and as you push it open, it actually opens into the room. It opens to your right.
Okay.
And you can feel it sort of grinding on. It feels like kind of gravel. You get it open about a third of the way, and you look into the room. And you see that the room is sort of covered in rubble. Just hold on a second. You know, it really does need to be the other shape. So that's the one that makes the most sense. I'm finding... I think this is a problem of my mouse. I think I need a new mouse, you know. Alright, I'm going to open it all up just so it's easier for you to see what's going on. Okay. So, you kind of look in and you sort of look around the corner, and from the left, you see that the wall has all collapsed, and there's this sort of kind of rubble. There's this rubble. It's fairly high up in that gap to your left here. And it sort of runs down into a slope and then fans out into the room, and ends up sort of over this side of the room. It's almost completely clear. There's just a few little bits and pieces, almost like there's been some kind of collapse.
Yeah.
Wonder if that might be another way up.
Yeah, possibly.
So, is anything else in the room? Is it just empty?
No, other than that, there's nothing in here. Whatever there may have been in here in the past has gone.
Have a quick look around and see if anything.
I mean, there could be some things under the rubble, but otherwise
Yes.
the room is fairly unremarkable.
Yeah, have a look in the rubble and see what the.
Okay, I mean, as you crunch up there, you're on a slope going upwards, and you can see that there's a huge. I mean, basically, there's a funnel. It's a huge hole up into the ceiling. It's like, but it's not like in the other room where it almost seemed like it had been dug out. Here, it looks like collapse. It looks like some kind of vein of collapse. And you're looking up it, and you think it's going to be. Whereas obviously there's the vines there and so forth. Here, you think you could climb it, but it's going to be a slog. And you look upwards and you can see the sort of pale light with this misshapen and twisted kind of tube that goes up. But you're expecting, like the other one, for it to go up kind of 10 feet and then there'll be a level. But actually you see that the tube as a whole goes up some 30 odd feet. And then you can see the top of it.
That might skip that next level entirely. Go all the way to the top.
This tunnel goes up 30 feet.
Mm.
Okay.
Dig around in the rubble, see if there's anything of note.
Okay. All right. So, you start poking around in the rubble. Why don't you make me a perception check, if you would?
Check.
This is where the rubble monster comes and eats you.
Okay. So the rubble here is made from, it's made from the crystalline rock that comprises this place mostly. But you sort of you kneel down, you various bits of it, you sort of shovel it aside because it ranges in size from quite large lumps down to tiny little bits, almost dust. And you have to be a little bit careful actually because some of it is quite sharp.
Yeah.
And so you are cautious as you're picking through, which is why it takes you a little bit longer to pick through all of this.
Yeah.
Other people can talk amongst themselves. It takes about 5 minutes for you to sort of pick through these things. But what you notice in here is that there appear to be some little bits and pieces. And you kind of pick a few out and you put them to one side. You kind of put them in your hand and you dig through. You got a just a utility dagger out, not a stabby dagger, because you keep those sharp. And you're sort of poking through things and picking them out. And eventually, after a few minutes, you've got a handful of these things, and you're looking at them. And Varo comes over and says, "What have you found?" And you're looking at it. You're just trying to work out what they are. And then you and Varo look at one another, and you both look over at Lovelore, and he's kind of, he's in that sort of guard mode that he's in, and he looks at the two of you, and you realise that these are, bits of body. They are what you thought were sort of leathery bits of maybe, are bits of skin. There's some other bits that are bone. Are completely, annihilated. The body's been completely, body's been completely annihilated by whatever this collapse was. But they're here, rattle throughout. You drop them on the floor with a bit of distaste, and you realise that you're standing on top of something's grave.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit grim.
Yeah. I think it's worth going up there just to see where it comes out.
Okay. Yep.
How difficult to climb? I'll give it a go.
Not tremendously difficult, but more difficult than the vines. The vines you can just climb without making any climbing, making any climbing rolls. But here you will need to make either an acrobatics or an athletics check. You'll need to make 3 rolls in a row, and for each 10 feet of climb, and the DC is 10.
And if you take the grappling hook and some rope with me that I've got, you can maybe attach it to something, and that'll make the climbing easier for anybody else.
Yeah. Just check, see what I've got. Pitons. I have pitons.
Okay.
And rope.
So you get to that back wall
And a hammer.
Right, I've got pitons and a hammer, and then you grab a piton and you put it against the wall and you just tap, and a load of the wall just shatters off, and you think, this isn't going to work. It's too risky.
Okay.
You see that the walls are still, full of little kind of stress marks. You think you'll be alright to climb it. You don't think it's going to be unsafe for you to do that, but you think that knocking anything into it or creating anything is going to be risky.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Okay. Varo is climbing. Let's make that first check, Barrow. Okay.
Let's check. Fine.
Yep. You climb carefully. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but the concern that you've got is that the walls there's bits of the walls that are actually quite sharp, and what you're having to do is work your way up so you don't catch yourself, and particularly with your fingers and toes, particularly your hands. And you can't.
I've got probably some gloves. No.
No, gloves are no good.
No?
You need to climb with bare hands. So you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just going to put you, for some reason, I'm going to put you against this wall because that's what you're doing.
Natural 20.
Yeah. So actually, what you do is you make the last 20 feet with comfort and ease. You get into the swing of things, and you just kind of you get into the zone of climbing, and you just swarm up the last 20 feet, and then you reach the top, and you tentatively put your hands over, but you realise, just looking at the ceiling above you and the space of the kind of the room around you, you can see that it's all misshapen and shattered. So whatever calamity befell, and you just sort of pull yourself up and look over and look around, and even the floor here is all smashed. There was maybe a chamber here, but it was smashed and ruined and then has fallen through. And so instead, what you've got, let me just move the map
Back in
where it needs
a
to
second.
be, and I will reveal the thing for you. And here is where you are. Okay, and you can see that there's a corridor heads off this way. From where you are, you can see that there's a room. There's a sort of elongated part of the cave here.
Okay.
All right.
So what, with an exit down to the south there?
Yep, just here. There's a that seems to form up into more of a natural looking corridor.
Okay. Does it smell of any kind of? Yeah. Does it smell of any kind of beast or plant or anything up here?
No.
Smells fairly, dead and dusty.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's kind of this neutral. Most of this place has been some areas with furniture and things are quite. There's a noticeable sort of mustiness to the air, but other areas are just there's almost no smell at all, and that's what it's like here. But these walls, as I said, these walls are misshapen. The floor is very misshapen. You rest with your arms kind of on the side of the thing, so you can really just leave yourself straight out if you need to, or if you want to. You're just looking around. You're looking at this floor, and it's all uneven. So this isn't like other areas which are all very smooth. This is all smashed up and destroyed. It's almost as if something huge has come in here and sort of smashed it all up, and then smashed it so hard that it's caused the floor to collapse away, which must have been quite brutal. I mean, when it broke up would have been strong anyway, but this is,
okay.
Pretty tough.
I'll pull myself up.
Okay.
I'll try and find. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hang on. The zoom is very sensitive. I'll move myself there for now. Move over. There we go.
All right. So I'm just giving you the edges again. So hopefully that's useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if nothing attacks me, then I'm going, as you say, there's ground and the room is very broken up. I'm going to find a very solid looking protrusion of rock that I can tie a rope around.
Yeah. At this point,
jam a piton in somewhere in a crack.
So this area, the area that you're stood in really isn't. But what you can see is here, it goes away from being the smashed up floor to being that much smoother floor. The kind of finished floor that you're used to. In fact, if you move across a little bit, you'll be able to see down that corridor a little bit better.
I'll move over to there and take a look with a mirror.
Yeah, I'm going to assume you don't just sort of walk in the middle of it and stand in the middle of it, but you can see down.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. You're
I'm
listening, you're looking.
I'll make a stealth roll. I'll try and do it stealthily.
That seems reasonable.
Not super stealthy, but a bit stealthy.
Yep. Okay. You can see that opens out a bit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon that if you can just walk down a little bit of that corridor there, you can probably.
Now, if I remember rightly.
Yep.
Down, not far down south of here was the corridor we couldn't go down because of the fear runes.
It is indeed.
Just here.
Yeah, that bit.
Mm.
This kind of looks like it's coming in the back end of that.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, I'll find somewhere secure that I can tie a rope to, or as I say, or jam a piton in or something, and
you come down this corridor a little bit, and you just literally choose a chunk of wall here, and you hammer in some pitons, and you rope it on, basically so it's covering a bunch, so you're not just relying on one thing to hold weight.
Yeah.
And then you go back down and you toss the rope over. How long's the rope?
Yeah. It is.
Is it 50?
Well, that's it. It's a 30-foot deep hole, isn't it?
Is it 50
and
feet?
I have 50 feet? 50 feet of rope, yeah.
Then that's fine.
Yeah.
That makes it straightforward for
It's
everyone
about
to climb up. If
20 feet to the hole. What was it 5, 10, 15? Yeah, 20 feet to the hole and 30 feet down, so it will dangle just at the bottom.
How does that work for Monty? Rob?
Good question.
Can he climb rope?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any reason why he can't.
I mean, if he's got acrobatics or athletics, he can climb, I would
He
guess.
probably hasn't got those skills.
Yeah, as far as
That's a really weird question. I'm going to hand wave it away this time but I never really thought about it. It literally just occurred to me. As I say, it's fine. He follows. It's not an issue. Does everyone else want to join Varro?
yes.
Sorry, what?
I'm pinging.
Yeah,
For you guys, so
up here. Yeah, come on up.
Crap.
Gives us a chance to finish off that bit of the map we couldn't see on the top level.
Okay. Rob, are you... I can't hear you, Rob. Sorry, mate. I couldn't hear you. What you're saying? Oh, okay. Talking. Okay. Alrighty. I mean, you guys can...
Right.
Break.
For some unknown reason, my voice meter took my microphone off, so there's me talking. Right. According to the extras for the Steel Defender that you created, John, he's got athletics and perception. Those are the only two skills he's got. He's got full stats, so using the athletics, he would have modicum of climb. But I'm thinking I'll give him an instruction to basically hold onto the rope with his two claws, front claws, and his mouth, and then we drag him up.
Yeah, fair enough. As I say, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. It was just an interesting question. I just thought if you were in a sticky situation, you had to go through something. How would that work?
Interestingly, on my character sheet, on my character sheet where he comes up, it doesn't mention Monty having any skills. It just says that he has a Dex plus for saving throws and something else.
Okay.
So I knew that he must have had something, but what?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got saving throws, Dex, and Con, but that's it. There's no other saving throws given to him.
Okay.
But on the extras thing that you did, it's got it on there, so I'll leave it down.
Well, that's because he doesn't get any specific bonuses for his saving throws, presumably. So
possibly
just gets the base. So okay, all right, cool. Well, we're all up there now. So
Dale, do you want to take the lead?
Yeah. What was around that other little extra bit that was sticking out?
I must admit, I didn't have a search of it.
Okay, shall I wander around the room and have a poke around and see if there's anything in here?
Okay. So as you step in there, you feel something pressing into you.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Great.
Yeah.
Done now.
There is a very, very tiny thing here. There's
A very, very tiny thing there.
a tiny spot, black spot on the map. I think it's a psychic cockroach.
I'm zooming right in.
I got
Dangerous out of all proportion to its size.
I see no black mark, so that's
No, I
okay.
can't see one.
Me
It's
neither.
definitely no. It's showing up on mine.
It might be
Did
just a
you
little
sneeze
bit of
on your screen,
thingy that
Peter?
didn't clear properly.
It may be, yeah. Oh, there it goes. It's gone.
There you go. Okay. So your clearance buffer didn't quite work, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, fundamentally, you go in here and it's like something is trying to push into your mind when you get in here, and you sort of you stop and you kind of hesitate for a moment. You try and get the shape of what it is, and it's almost it's almost like something is trying to communicate with you. It's trying to do it aggressively, and it's actually quite uncomfortable. Okay. Could you please make a wisdom saving throw?
It's a mind flayer. We're going to have parasites upon us.
You steel your mind, and you think that your discipline of magic is probably your command of magic is probably helping in that regard. So you steel your mind against it, and you walk into this space, but you feel something, and it's as if it's as if as you walk in, you're in the belly of something. As if something is desperately trying to reach out and touch you, communicate with you. You can't make head and tail of what it means or what it's trying to communicate, but for you, it's there's nothing meaningful here, but it's doing it in almost. It feels aggressive, but you don't think that it's trying to hurt you, although it probably could by accident. It's a profoundly strange feeling.
Is it similar to the one we had with down that corridor that we didn't like? Or is it a slightly different, uncomfortable feeling?
No, that was just that was almost like a direct psychic attack. Whereas this is
Yeah.
something's almost like something is reaching out and trying to sort of shake your mind and
Mm.
make you understand it. But whatever its communication is meaningless to you.
No, yeah, there's no commonality there.
Yeah.
Okay, she's holding on to her horns. They're going, ah! And then she's going to go, I'm going to back out of here slowly.
Yeah.
What's up, JL?
That was unpleasant.
What
Something tried
happened?
to reach out to my mind. I think I fought it off.
Really?
Don't know what it is. I couldn't see anything in there, but something was. There's definitely something definitely
No,
is around.
man.
That wasn't fun.
Did you try to talk to it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure we have a common language.
So was it in the? Is it something in there? Is it something outside the room that's you've just got in range of? Do you know?
I'm not feeling. I guess I'm not feeling it now, am I? In this room.
No, it's faded away now. There's something about that space. As you walked into it, it was almost like walking. It was almost like being inside a beast.
Hmm.
It was like being inside a creature of some sort. It isn't. It's just. I mean, again, it's this smashed up space inside this building. But as you went in, and as you sort of went further in, you felt like you were inside something, and something was trying to reach out and almost desperately communicate with you. But its communication made no sense to you.
Yeah, there was some kind of desperation.
It wasn't even a language. It was just
Emotions, feelings.
Abstract, kind of cascade of abstract.
Yeah,
thought.
mental dissonance. Yeah.
Not even thought in the conventional sense of, talking to. You're used to the idea that some creatures communicate via, psychic means. They don't make sound, right? Like Thrycreen, for example. You're used to that idea.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but dialed up to 11, but a meaningless babble. But there was something as well about it. There was something about the communication that was difficult to understand.
I wonder if something's trapped here in some form, and it can't. It's trying to find a way out, but it's not something that I can communicate with anyway.
Maybe it needs help.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if we. I don't know how we can. How it didn't feel like it was intentionally trying to harm me, but it was like trying to force trying to force a communication. But it didn't seem like there was any way I couldn't. It wasn't a way that I couldn't process. I couldn't understand it. But it felt like in that room is inside another creature. Is inside the space of something else.
Every time
I've got a spell that can you can help understanding spoken languages or written languages. But this doesn't sound like it was one of those.
This was definitely mental.
I touched the wall. I just assume it's rock, but just feeling.
It's not sticky.
Yeah, it's an okay.
Well, it would have to be a wood, wouldn't it? Because sticky things are made out of sticks, aren't they? All right, so you touch the. You do that. You reach out and you sort of touch the wall, and it's kind of this tentative sort of thing where you. The rough wall, and it's you got thick skin, calloused hands. Even you can feel how sharp this wall is, and it just feels. It's bizarre to you because it feels like none of the other parts of this building. It's smashed. It's damaged. It feels wrong.
Hurt.
It makes you feel uncomfortable.
Don't like this place.
So is that the whole of this room that we're in? It's like that?
No, you had to go through the gap where Megan had stood.
Okay, so
that feeling, but in Lovelaw's case, it's just this feeling that Lovelaw has.
So it's sort
Okay, guys.
the whole of it's this room here, yeah.
It was
It's
when
this bit here.
Jael went in there that she said she experienced. She had the experience, yes.
Okay.
Do you think that's where the person's remains that you found downstairs died?
Well,
Yeah, but why? Yeah, I mean that's. I thought, yeah, it could be some sort of ghost or phantom. But then, why would that make the walls feel funny?
Hmm.
I mean that bit there, that open area, is distinctly odd in shape compared to the bit we're in. You know, if it was one big smashed area, why would it have sort of two long rooms connected by a little narrow bit? I don't know.
very strange.
It seems a little on the odd side.
I mean, the thing that bothers me, the thing that's been niggling at me since we got here is the fact that you have to give it life energy to actually access this place. I mean, where does that go? What does that mean? You know, is this place powered by life energy of people who've never left, maybe, and the whole place is alive in some form. But I don't. It's very. Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
I whip out my my magnifying glass of many lenses. I want to investigate a section of wall, any section of wall,
Okay.
and
What are you looking for?
scratch marks.
Scratch marks. Okay.
Yeah.
Poke about, you don't find anything.
Okay.
The problem is that whatever caused this chamber to be the shape that it is was pure destruction. It was tearing apart.
So when you say tearing, not quite like as in rah, but more as in kabooming.
Just the sort of sheer destruction of this space. You can't
Yeah.
really. There's nothing obvious like that's here.
Okay. Ah.
Okay, moving on.
If I was a religious person, I would more than likely say that the place has been desecrated and whatever sentience is left behind, but possibly not dead, just displaced somewhere else and is neither here nor there. But I'm not a religious person. I'm a pirate. Shall we move on?
Nice.
Okay, let's take a quick break, guys. And then we'll
Very
come back
good.
in a few
I
minutes.
love it.
All right.
I love it.
And we're back. Hey! Short break there.
Yay.
Amazingly short break. That's because I paused the video. Okay, so now what?
Well, I don't want to go back in there. I'm good on this corridor.
Go down the corridor that looks like it's not been ravaged by a beast with anger management issues.
Unless anybody else wants to do anything in that other little room.
Hmm.
Well, my dear JL, I'm not going to speak for Lovelock because he is fluent in many bar language, but I think we all speak roughly the same languages, so if you couldn't understand, then I don't think many of the rest of us will.
I think it's important to say, JL, it wasn't even it wasn't that you didn't understand the language that was being spoken to you.
Mm.
You didn't understand it, but it was that the communication was of a nature that you couldn't
Couldn't
make
process.
sense to you.
Yeah.
You're used to talking to many diverse different types of creatures, but it was alien.
Yeah. So yeah, just watch out if anybody experiences something like that again. Yeah, keep an eye out. Let us know, and we'll see what we.
I think we should probably move on.
Yep. He does a bit of a shake and resets herself.
All right. You can see that it opens out into a room. I'm going to go a little bit further and look into the room.
Head around the corner.
Okay. So where you're stood, there is a doorway, but no door. You're not quite sure what's happened to the door. Some images, but no door.
Can I see through the doorway?
That's the first. Yes, you can see into the. Oh, sorry. Right.
Oh,
So
sorry. You're
here
talking about there. Okay, that's fine. Sorry. Yeah.
Is a doorway, but no door.
Okay.
Which is the first. Really, the first one that you've come across that's like this.
Yeah. And the one in the one opposite the room has a door in it.
Yes, it does. So there is a door here. This room has been given a right old going over. But you think it might once have been an office.
Okay. I'll have a poke around and see if I can find anything. Offices are usually often have things of note.
Yeah, there's a desk, but it's kind of broken and lying in bits. There's a chair. There's something distinctly odd about this. This is probably the most intact furniture that you've seen. So, with the exception perhaps of that chair, everything else is really very much destroyed. It's bits, and you look at it and you kind of go, "Well, that was a table and that was a chair," but there's a leg here and a bit there and so forth. And this is the first time that you've really had furniture to look at, and it creeps you out. There's something about it that just isn't. I mean, you know what it is. You can look at it, and again, you've seen a great deal of diversity, especially because you lived in a very cosmopolitan household, and as a family, you dealt with people from all sorts of different corners of Wildspace. But there's something about the sort of the shapes of these things that just it's just distinctly odd. And again, you can't put your finger on any. You can't look at it and say couldn't point to something and say, look at that strange shape. Look at that carved head of a beast with tentacles coming out of its face or anything like that. It's just something odd about the angles. There's something odd about the shapes. They're discordant to you. And given your species and your folks, that's a strange place to find yourself. Because often difference is you find yourself often admiring things that are very different to humans and elves, certainly. You often have a very different idea of things that are aesthetically pleasing, but this is just odd. You guys can kind of hear her almost mumbling to herself down this corridor. She's gone around the corner, Varro, and you can kind of hear her mumbling away.
I'm going to go down, make sure she's not in any trouble.
Yeah.
Does this furniture creep you out, or is it just me?
I'll have a look at the furniture. So can I sort of?
Yeah. Now she
I know
says that.
a bit of history, so I see if I can identify.
Sure. Go ahead.
Race. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
$17.
You wander around this room and you touch some things and you look at them and you kind of stand back. You kind of use your fingers sort of measure angles, and it's discordant. It's that nothing is quite. Everything seems sort of. There's curves where there should be straights and straights where there should be curves. There's odd angles when you would expect symmetry. It's just weird. And yet she's right. It's something. It's something about it to your eye that is just odd. Very, very odd, and you can't put a finger on what it might be. But it's not. Whatever made this, wherever this came from. You could only see. If an elf made this, you'd think they were mad.
Any knickknacks or things we could take that might be valuable to a collector?
Yeah, you poke around. Not really. There was obviously some very beautiful glassware in here. Unfortunately, there's a few things like there's a couple of what look like glass candlesticks, beautifully turned out and made with all these beautiful sort of coloured bits of glass. But they're all. There's one of them that's kind of mostly intact, but it's chipped and it's messed up. So as whatever's kind of bashed up the furniture in here, these things have tumbled around the room. You poke about between you, but you don't find anything of any, anything that you could take away that would be of value, which is a shame, really.
Anything?
What's that repair spell?
Oh yeah,
Mending.
Is it mending? Is it
The problem is that you just don't know whether you've got the bits.
yeah. I haven't got the picture to say that's what it is.
Oh, it repairs a single break or tear in an object. Okay, so yeah, not a shattered.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Chipped, broken. Yeah, it's just nothing like that.
And I know, and Gerald knows. He sometimes thinks about offices can sometimes have little hidden cubby holes and things for secret documents and things. She has a look around for any like hidden compartments and things as well.
Right. Well, we know what we're rolling, do we?
Investigation. Yeah.
Investigation.
Not great.
Is Varro helping? Okay, we take the average
Yes.
of 2.
Come on, Vero.
Yeah.
We take the average of the 2. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's quite interesting because there is. So over on this wall here, where the desk was. So the desk was kind of in this corner. And the reason, JL, you think the reason you didn't spot it and Varro did was because we're avoiding the furniture. And he sort of shoved it to one side and kind of was running a hand down the wall. There's a hidden flap in the wall, and you sort of open it, and it flaps down, and there's a compartment that's probably about 2 feet high and about 2 feet wide, and inside the compartment, it's about 3 feet deep in total, is this circular golden stand, which is on this kind of cantilever. And you reach and you pull, and it comes out, and it's probably about 40 centimetre diameter hole, circle.
Okay.
Almost like something is placed in it and then pushed back into the wall, but it's currently empty.
We did find. Well, we did find that glass bowl earlier.
Inside, there's all these filigreed, this kind of complex filigreed things. They're not runes. It's some kind of almost mechanistic circuit, all inlaid within the insides of this thing.
What'd you make of that, Varo? Well done for spotting it.
Good question. I mean, is it any kind of language?
No, you don't think so. You think it's some kind of. You think it's technology, but it's technology.
Okay.
But it's technology you just don't recognise.
Can we get the others in? But see what they think.
Yeah, Shaggy might have an idea.
Yeah.
Technology is kind of his bag.
Well, we found that bowl ages ago. I mean, I don't know if that would fit in here, but we left that. Did we take that back to the ship, or did we leave?
Oh, we did, didn't we? Yes.
Wrong. It's the wrong size.
Wrong side.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. A fine glass bowl. Yeah.
It just would fall through. The gap is just
Okay.
that little bit. The gap is just that little bit too big for it to fit in. You think?
Definitely has some kind of purpose. This though, I mean, to secrete it away and it be this complicated.
Did it fit over her head?
Would what fit over your head?
This-
Is it not a bowl? Is it a cap or a hat of some kind? Turn it over.
It's a ring, isn't it? At the moment
The
we've
glass
got.
bowl.
No, the golden stand thing.
No. It comes out. So basically, it's quite a complex mechanism. It pulls out, and therefore it's connected to the inside. Then you think you would place something into it, and then push it back inside.
Oh, I see. So it's not a freestanding thing we can take away.
Yeah.
It's sit on,
Yeah, it's
sit on the
attached
ground.
to
It's connected into the interior, and as I say, there's all these kind of
Right.
trace work and filigree and things. Shaggy, you having a look?
Okay.
Megan, Shaggy, any thoughts on that?
Where is it?
Behind the creepy desk.
Yeah.
in the top right corner.
Yeah. Where? Yeah.
Basically here.
Yeah. Like, describe it.
Okay.
So is there anything that we found that would fit inside this stand?
No.
So
So
far? Okay.
flaps down. Yeah. Shaggy.
Yeah.
Front flaps down, and then inside is this metal golden sort of circle, which is hovering in space, if you like, connected to a complex series of levers inside this thing. You grab it and it pulls out on these levers. It sort of folds out, so it almost looks like you pull it out, you put something into it, and then you push it back inside the wall and flap it up.
I just had a Muggsy flashback. It would not have gone well.
Now,
How many
inside
levers does it
is
have
all
on it?
this delicate golden tracery. Do you want to make an Arcana check?
How many levers are on it?
How many levers? What do you mean?
Yeah. I thought you just said that it's got there's a floating circular thing and levers.
Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like it comes out.
So imagine a shelf that slides out, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's like. It's like a shelf that slides out, but it's got a hole in it, and you put something in it, and then you slide it back in. Okay.
Okay.
But actually, it's not a shelf. It's just this circular piece with this series of cantilevered bits to it that allow it to come out and go back in. It's basically a mechanism attached to the back of the back wall. Yeah. And therefore, this thing can pull out and push back in again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a wash basin.
Splash some of it in your face.
You
Yeah.
thought it was a wash
For
basin.
those
You're looking at it
cleaner
like,
folks
guys, it looks like it's
that live in dungeons.
It's just a wash basin. You were like, it's got to be just a wash basin. And then you looked inside. And when you looked inside, you saw all this tracery on his work. And your mind kind of worked overtime. And you realise this is some form of technology. It's got similarities to the technology that you used to create Monty.
Yeah.
Very different. Maybe more advanced, perhaps more advanced, but it's not just the more advanced. It's just quite different in nature, but at the same set of underlying principles. You think?
How heavy do we think it is?
How heavy? What?
The contraption. I mean, can I basically 2 or 3 of us pick it up and take it back to the ship?
It's attached to the wall.
Ah, right,
It's
okay.
attached to the interior of this niche.
I would qualify that and say it is currently attached to the wall.
Could you bust it out of there potentially?
Yes.
But then you
Yeah.
would break it. So it's
Yeah,
entirely
yeah.
up to you.
I wonder.
Yeah, no, I'd say I would suggest that we leave it for now until we find something that would fit inside it.
I wonder if it's
I
something
know
to do with
exactly
the way.
what this is, guys. It's a interdimensional rubbish receptacle.
Yeah.
You stick this magic bag, like a bag of holding, inside the golden circle, and then when you get something like a banana skin or an apple core that you no longer wish to have, you throw it in and it just disappears. It doesn't hold it; it just disappears to the cosmic galaxy of compost.
Very good.
And someone is walking along the street and he gets hit in the head with a skin.
I do wonder if this is something to do with the way out of here, though. I mean, this looks like some kind of administrators or some kind of like.
Well, this was kind of what we thought was.
Yeah.
They seem to have gone to a lot of effort to stop people getting to this bit. So I would say let's move on. There's probably more to find.
Yes. Well, at least we know. She's going to make a little diagram of it so we know where it is.
Yeah.
And what it,
Yeah. So we know what sort of size
Good plan.
thing is going to fit inside it, maybe.
You're drawing a table with an angry face on it and a chair with an angry face on it as well.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, a big orb or a bowl or something.
Yeah.
So we've got another door?
In the chair.
Another door, yes.
I think the chair's broken.
Roughly how big would this receptacle be? I mean,
It's about 40 centimetres in diameter.
40 centimetres. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I think the chair was broken, I think is what we said, was it?
I think most.
Yeah,
I think,
all the furniture is
pretty
broken,
much all the
but it's
furniture.
less broken than any of the other places that you've been.
Okay, cool. Yep, I'll give the door an open and see what's on the other side. Hopefully less creepy.
Ah.
This place has a very slow light. It
Yeah.
takes a while for a corridor to reveal itself. It just.
Hey, the rooms have been very different. We've had plant creatures, we've had exploded people, cave-in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Different areas in here. I don't quite know what went on, but it wasn't. Whatever it wasn't good.
Yeah. The place. Yeah, I mean the place has obviously been through a severe attack. I mean, to be honest, it kind of looks like it used to be on the ground somewhere, and it's like something has scooped it out, ripped it up,
placed it here in this pocket of space.
put it in space. Yeah.
Mm. Makes you wonder
It's pretty
why.
obvious it's only part of something much
Part of something. Yeah. I mean, it could be part of an experiment. You know, could be a wizard was experimenting or a technology experiment gone wrong. Just sort of just this sphere of space just got torn in put into another dimension, which could explain why the furniture is so weird. It's because it's, this thing might be extra dimensional. But you see, kind of wouldn't explain the things that are around the edges, the different stations that you have to go through to get in here. I don't know.
Very, very elaborate, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll slowly wander down the corridor, keeping an eye out for anything.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on JL
Yep.
in case she disappears through the floor.
Maybe it's a ball we need.
Could be. Yeah, could be. We'll find. Hopefully, we'll find something eventually for it.
Yeah.
Give the door an open if it's not locked.
That kind of makes sense.
Not locked.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's screaming down the corridor. Ah!
Mm-hmm. Two doors.
I just installed
So, what you have here is what looks like it might once have been a deliberate space for preventing flow. You think perhaps the kind of the remnants of furniture and things. You think this may well have perhaps been a guard room. Over on the
Waiting room.
Yes, perhaps that. Over on the wall over here, there's some racking that's been torn down and bits are all over the floor here. There's what looks like some furniture. You think perhaps there would have been some kind of table here with a chair behind it, but it's all smashed up and ruined. And some other kind of more comfortable chairs, which still seem to be. There's a couple that are relatively intact. The frame of them is intact, so you can tell what they are. Again, these strange craft, odd-looking stuff. But there's debris strewn all the way across the floor.
Alright, I'll have a wander in and have a look around, see if I can find anything in the debris.
You can have a search.
See, I think I can. You're
Level gonna help
you're
you?
breathing on your microphone.
Yep, I'll jump in.
I am. Oh,
No, Anthony.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you were breathing on your microphone, so you could hear the sound.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Just
Yeah,
Pull it
Anthony,
back
don't
just a little
breathe,
bit.
all right?
no, I know. Well, I have the same problem. I always have to keep the microphone.
That's good feedback.
I don't think
Yeah.
you can do it on that one.
Well, bad feedback.
Cardioid mics, I don't think they allow you to do it if you don't pick it up. Okay. All right, so you three are going to have a search around. Megan as well?
Yep.
All right. Group rolling, please, folks.
What do you need to roll?
Everybody's going to roll. Investigation, like JL.
Yeah.
Bringing
What
it
am I
down.
rolling? Sorry.
don't need to.
Bringing down.
You can wait unless you need to. Jeepers, guys, what the... Okay. Shaggy, do you want to roll investigation?
Yeah.
With the average of
I
it.
have to.
JL walks
Yes, you
in, takes
do.
a look around, and she's really carefully picking her way through the room and sort of, just picking through things. And all that happens is she hears this crunch, crunch, thud. I think there's something over here. Clonk, thud, crack.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's like, really?
Okay, Shaggy knows how to
Shaggy
do
comes
it.
in and goes,
Yeah,
"That's
there
all
we
right, JL, I'll help you."
Thank
You
heavens.
poke
Thank
around,
shit.
JL, and you find a rather interesting sword.
Nice. We'll look at it and
So it's a short sword, fundamentally. The blade is made initially. You think the blade is made from gold, but when you sit and look at it, it's a golden metal that you're not entirely familiar with. The hilt is long. I mean, even Lovelaw's large hands he could hold it comfortably. I mean, anyone, you could too, because it's really well balanced. It's filthy. It's absolutely filthy. And you realise that the handle needs rebinding.
Right.
It has a really weird, sort of complex, pointed hilt it's got bits coming out of it, but the actual handle piece in it, and then on the end of the pommel is this kind of spiky bit, which, I mean, it's not. You wouldn't bash anybody with it, It's still just a pommel, but it's kind of overly complex. It's an overly complex geometric design, which again has that strangeness. But what you like about it, you pick it up, is immediately it just tingles, and you immediately realise that it's suffused with some kind of magic.
Yeah. She gives it. She uses some of the water from the magic jug to give it a little bit of a wash.
Mayonnaise.
No, she's got water today. Mayonnaise is when it next resets, I think. And then she goes, "Does anybody use a short sword? Anybody?
I can.
Does anybody? It feels magical. So, and anybody got any way of identifying it? Or feel free to have a look at it between you.
Well, you'd need to take a rest and spend half an hour.
Yeah. Well, we could have a short rest.
Unquestionably, it's magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we have a short rest, because I think some of us have taken some damage. I know Shaggy got pelted with some bits, didn't he?
Did I get a weird feeling from this door before we do that? Because based on where we are on the map.
Yeah, what's interesting about that door is next to the
I could use a short rest.
Next to the door is like this small control panel, which has got a couple of switches on it. Currently in the down position.
As could might control the fear effect.
Yeah, if that's where, if you're trying to think back and go, is that mentally thinking, are we on the other side of that awful corridor?
Well, Barrow's drawing is she's drawn a map.
Yeah.
As we go around.
I am taking advantage of you guys saying short rest to sit down and prep for a short rest. If anyone else joins me, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say weapon-wise, Megan's probably best to take the short sword. What do you reckon?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not letting go of my axe.
You're very good with that axe. It's done.
I'm at 30 out of 50 hit points, so I'm greatly happy if this short rest goes off.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to click the button before.
Yeah.
For John to actually give us the up-down head nod before
Just
I
gonna
actually
check,
click
you're
it.
having a short rest here in this room.
Well, the reckoning is it's reasonably secure, because the approach to it down the main corridors is a fear influence. So
Yeah. Why not? It's been a few thousand years or whatever it is. I mean, obviously there are other things in this place, but yeah. I mean, I'd say close these two doors that we just came through.
Okay.
I could be this room to that top cave area, because that gave me like that freaked me out.
I mean, at worst, the short rest is interrupted, so by something that we have to kill or deal with.
The only thing we've encountered
somebody
really
can,
recently.
guard you while you're short resting.
Do I need a short rest?
Pass the next hour without being interrupted.
Hey. Okay, short rests.
Do a damn thing.
What do I get back from that?
Okay.
Oh, hellish rebuke and darkness.
Well, what the? I can't tell if I did
Well, it's-
anything.
I
It's not
really
doing anything.
the whole short rest thing is weird
It's not
because you've got
working.
little check boxes.
Yeah, you need to click on the dice roll, the dice roller, the check boxes. That will then
Yeah.
roll your heals, and then you take the short rest, and then you click the short rest button again to confirm.
It
Didn't work for me.
Didn't work for me either.
Oh, that's how I've just done it.
Yeah, it
Short
doesn't
rest.
roll, just doesn't roll the doesn't roll.
Don't get the second dice.
I'll roll it manually.
Take a short rest.
Oh, there you go. It did on mine. If you have a look at the
Yeah, I saw the Shiguris rolls a heal. Yeah.
Short rest taken.
Yeah.
Relevant abilities have been reset, but no hit points whatsoever.
Okay.
And that's all I really care
No,
about.
hang on.
right. So what you do, Anthony,
1, 2,
is
3.
click on the checkbox,
Okay.
I did.
and then
I've
you'll
got
have
3 of them
one-
checked.
something box that comes up underneath it.
Oh,
One what?
A new hit dice box.
Yeah.
Roll.
So-
Oh, I
when
see it now. I see it now.
Yeah,
I see
you
it
need
now.
to click on that to roll the dice for it to then give you your hit points back.
Did it do it?
Automatically apply healing with dice result.
oh, that
Tick.
bit. Yeah, okay, here. Yeah, that bit there.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to roll the little
Where?
thing underneath. When you click on the
Sorry.
checkbox, there's a little button appears.
There you
Where?
go. And directly between the check boxes and the take short rest button, there's a little box that comes up which says 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, 1D, 2D, 3D, whatever your dice thing
Right.
is, plus whatever your bonus is.
Yeah, that little thing appears there, which you can click on.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Well, I can't anymore
Oh, okay.
because I've used my dots up now. I have no idea.
Well, if
how,
you-
how many did it take to get back? Just click again
Well,
to get
No.
your short rest back.
If you check the boxes and didn't roll them, then you can still use those. You can still
Oh,
reset
I
them.
rolled a roll whip, but there's no healing.
You click the 1d10 plus 3 button.
Barrow, Megan.
There's no.
No, you
healing.
didn't
No,
see
it's
the.
not coming up.
Sorry?
It's not coming up.
Oh.
What's not coming up?
Did you roll?
Yeah,
two?
it came up as a
That
heal.
box.
Yeah, it came up as a hit dice heal in the chat.
Yeah, 1, not 4.
Yes, 1d8 plus 2. The d8 roll a 1.
Yeah, it rolled 1. I clicked 4 of them.
Yeah, no, you have to.
I didn't get 4 dice rolls.
Hang on, I'm coming through.
Oh,
I think if you pick them and you haven't clicked that, and then
I don't get it. I don't
don't
even
get it.
see my name on any of the log.
Right, so you click on the short rest tab.
Clicked
Click on
it.
short rest on your character sheet, yeah?
Yep.
And what
I have
happens
no
is
idea where I'm at now.
what happens is a bar slides in from the right, yeah?
Okay, that's close enough.
Nope. A thing pops up that shows the dots that I can.
So it says
Click.
short rest. A short rest is a period of downtime at least 1 hour long, during which character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds. Yeah? And then it says recover, and you've got reset maximum hit point changes during this rest, unticked.
You have
You've got
to.
automatically
You have
apply
to.
healing with dice result ticked. Yeah?
You
Oh,
have
there you
to
go,
click
Lovejoy. You've
that.
now done it.
Yeah, but I've completely screwed up, and now I've lost all these other dots because I was messing around trying to do it. So I had 1 dot left.
you
Whereas
can
I
always
Click
reset it back. So
Click
Yeah.
reset.
Just
No,
reset it back.
it.
Alright, just hold on.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do it. If you reset it back, it's still. Yeah, because now it doesn't do any at all.
All right.
Because
So
it
you
is
close the box
keeping
down.
track of the fact that you messed.
Close the box down and then go back to short rest.
Clear all. Let's try this. Nope. Close the box down.
Right.
Short
What have you
rest.
got now if you go short
Reset
rest?
maximum. I can't get it to reset at all. It's still doing
you can't
just
reset
one
it
die.
until you.
So if you click
Yeah.
the boxes, it should
Yeah.
count. It should tick down. No.
No, because I clicked like I had like 2 boxes full. I clicked 2 more boxes, leaving an empty one at the very end. But then I said take short rest, and I didn't click the button for where it says 1d12 plus 2 with the heart next to it. And so now those are gone.
Right. Just.
I got a short.
Just hold
Yeah.
on. Let me try something as DM. Okay.
Yeah. And I've got the thing clicked saying apply healing dash. I don't know. Yeah.
Try it again now. Refresh your
All right.
character sheet.
That's actually not a bad idea. Some of the
refresh.
basics. Short rest. Yep, it works. And I was going to take 3, if you don't mind, John. Short rest, confirm. Did it roll the?
So I've got 1 hit dice heal here, which is 6. That was 2 minutes ago.
Nope,
So you
I
were
did
30 out of 50,
I
so that's your 36
clicked
there.
the.
You
I
have to do each
clicked the
one in
damn.
turn, surely.
I clicked the stupid take short rest without clicking the button for the number again.
Okay, well now you have to reset it then.
Okay, so if I reset it and
Hold
then
on
I
just a second.
do
Let me reload your character sheet. I've got your character sheet up here. Let me just look. Why have you got
I'm
three?
sorry,
Why did you
guys. I
set
apologize,
3, though?
everybody.
Don't worry about it.
Why did you choose 3 when you know that doesn't work?
I mean, it doesn't
so you've done
work.
1, all right? So you've done 1, yeah? Okay. Right, try reloading your character sheet again.
Did? Okay, here we go.
Okay, so if you click on short rest,
Short rest.
you've got 1 dot, right?
1. Yep.
And you've
Now I
had
click.
that heal, because it's there. Hit dice heal, 4 plus 2, 6, and you've got 6 extra on your character sheet, right?
Where did that? So I clicked 2.
I can see
I
in
rolled.
the log.
Yeah, there we go. 2d12.
Yeah. So now I did it.
22.
So now there's 3 that were taken.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
I think-
everyone. I just remedial.
Don't worry.
I think
DER.
it's a terrible user interface. It really does not make any logical sense to me.
Well,
Nope, it's bloody awful.
Yeah.
yeah, they need to fix that one. I mean, I get what they're doing, but just having that button that says you want to take short rest is counting down, and you have the button above that has you need to click it to actually get hit points.
There's no reason why they
I
can't
why?
do that automatically.
I kept
Yeah.
clicking the bottom button.
Yeah. Why a separate button? I don't understand.
Because they know the numbers because it's
do it
listed in
all.
the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know, just you check the boxes, you click take short rest.
Yeah.
It does the roll for you and adds it to your hit points.
Okay. Sorry
Why
about
there
that.
is a separate button is, and it's even a light grey as well.
I know.
You've got
I
this
know.
lovely big green confirm button. You know,
I was clicking on it like a fool. Okay.
it's a bad piece of interface design that they really should
Well,
improve.
maybe here's a thought for a discussion maybe after. But as a thought, maybe a house rule. Okay, instead of you, when you're taking a short rest, you spend the hit dice so that we're not constantly having no downtime, etc., or having to go back to ship. We use the top tick option, which is to reset your maximum health points in that hour's short rest. And you can do that a number of times per day as to your tick boxes. Because, like with my character, I've now only got two tick boxes left for my remaining short rests.
I think there is an optional rule.
And if everybody else is in the same position, then we're kind of buggered. Anthony, you're going very, very slow, so I think your bandwidth is being raped. Abused. But your voice is fine.
Well, let's let John think about that. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Let's open this last door at least in our last 15 minutes and connect the dots, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe even 2 doors. Because if this one to the south just opens onto that corridor, then
let's do it.
We can just keep going.
Well, the one to the south, we need to look and see if there's any runes on the around the door frame.
There was a control panel.
That's true.
There was a control panel.
Okay, so there's a control panel that's got 2 switches, both of which are in the down position.
Do the switches say anything? Have any symbol on them?
There are symbols. They don't mean anything to you.
Okay.
So, anything weird on this door, John?
Nope.
All right, pop it open.
Okay.
Oh, ye gads. And we've got another corridor.
Do you want to open that door?
Nope. I know that there's levers there that everyone's talking about, so I will lever them to figure it out.
Hey.
Ooh. That silly cat shaking his head.
Comedy cat.
Yeah, the cat was just going, gotta be kidding me. This stupid pun.
It's a cat of discerning taste.
Yes. Come on, guys.
Which way do we want?
Yeah.
Go.
Let's go up. Let's go north.
Okay.
You don't want to go down. You don't want to just open that door and have a look.
Go on then. Just.
You know where it goes.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to open it up.
Oh.
Just let John fill in a bit. I mean, there might be a side door. Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. We filled it
Are you
in.
happy now?
Now you close the door. That's fine.
Very good.
I just wanted to, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
Glad you're happy.
Oops. Oh, she'll have a wander into this corridor and see what she finds.
Okay. Whoa. Back up, JL.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It opens in front of you. You fall to your death.
You see JL walk
knew
in there,
it.
Megan, you're watching her, and Nicola, you're just sort of peeking around the corner, and she walks into the first part of the corridor, and she walks probably about 3 feet, and then she stops. And she's looking at the floor. Shaggy,
Oh,
this is
no.
one for you.
That passive perception.
It's got a passive
What
perception
is?
of 19.
I know, it's ridiculous.
What have you found?
Pretty sure that's a pressure plate.
A toy. A toy for you to play with.
Oh, whereabouts?
You can fix this.
Here, look. She outlines it with her finger. She crouches down, outlines it with her finger, and you come up next to her and you're looking.
Okay. I'll get on in there then.
Okay.
With my tools of many shit. That's investigation, isn't it?
You can see the shape that she's pointed out. So that's okay, because she's pointed it out to you, so that's not a problem. The issue here is that what you've got to do is try and disarm it.
Is that investigation?
Nope.
I could always misty step off it.
Well, I mean, usually it's using your thieves tools kit, right, or something.
Yep.
I'm assuming JL didn't step on it and isn't currently standing on it. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm in the vicinity.
Johnny's pondering. He is stroking
JL
his
has not
skin.
stood on the
Right. Okay. Yeah.
She's pointed it out to Shaggy. So Shaggy, it depends on how you want to go about disabling it. Do you want to use your engineering skills?
Well, what I want to know, what I want to discern first is what type of trap it is.
Well, it's a pressure plate. What you
It's a
can't
pressure
tell-
plate.
What you can't tell is what the effect of it is.
Mm.
You can see that there is definitely a pressure plate there. She's pointed it out to you, and it's pretty clear.
I mean, that could be what one of these levers does.
True.
Disables whatever trap this thing sets off. But the problem is we don't know whether they're currently
I didn't say that
armed
there were any
or,
levers.
well, switches.
I said that on the wall to the left of the door,
Yeah.
just here,
Yeah.
there is
Yeah.
a control panel which has two switches on it, both
Switches,
of which are in the
okay.
down position.
Down position. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's
I mean,
important.
if we... Yeah. I mean, if we said that the down position is on, because the fear effect, if one of them controls the fear effect,
That was certainly on.
the down position would seem to indicate that it's on.
Well, I shout over. JL shouts over to Varro. Do you want to flick the switches and I'll see if I can hear a click, maybe.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I'll flick the two switches.
Okay.
Peggy, see if you can just check it. See if you can hear anything.
Quick perception check, Shaggy and JL, please. Or just one of you. It's up to you.
I'm still trying to work out how I get my bloody tools to.
The toolkit's a pain, isn't it?
Didn't hear anything, either of you.
Nothing definitive.
Okay. So it depends on what you want to do, Shaggy. Disarming traps is one of those things that's variable depending on the particular requirements of the trap. In this case, because you are an artificer, you can use your intelligence. Okay, and I will give you your proficiency bonus as well to jam the plate.
All else fails, I can get part of that ruined, cursed chair and chuck it in here.
That's true. We could always stand outside,
basically,
out the way.
That's exactly what I want to do. I want to jam the plate, stop it from going off, etc., etc.
Okay.
But
You're
for
rolling,
some known
please.
reason, I'm not able to find how to do it.
Is that when we have to go into your inventory and click on the tools and then
No need to do that. Just roll a d20 and
Oh,
add
right.
your
Okay.
intelligence bonus and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, what's my proficiency bonus?
It'll be written on your character sheet at the end of all the other stats. Proficiency bonus. It's likely to be +3, I would think.
+3. Right, gotcha.
Is it?
Okay.
Is it +3? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 15.
It's level based. I think we all have the
Plus your
same.
intelligence modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So your intelligence modifier is +7.
No, sorry, I was looking at investigation.
Right. What's your intelligence modifier?
7, so 12?
Right.
Yeah, 12.
What's your intelligence modifier? 2.
+4.
Oh, 4. Okay. So +4. Yeah. So 4 + 3 is 7. +5 is 12. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Okay. You've banged a bunch of things in. So you're pretty confident you've jammed it.
Okay.
Thank you, Shaggy.
All right.
Uh,
I think that's where we're going to leave it tonight, guys.
Okay.
And we'll pick this up next week. Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Because unfortunately Anthony's had to step away. So let's say goodbye to all of our viewers. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yes.